Today I'm joined by a rising star in Counter-Strike and a star player of Fnatic. Matys is here to show us in-depth guide how to play the newest addition to the map pool. Not a lot of people, especially in FACEIT, understand the map that well, so he prepared for you tons of plays, tips and nade lineups all around A side where most of the action happens. If you have a position or a professional player you would love to see in this series, drop it in the comments, but now let's join the server. But before we get started, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a reputable, fully automated website that provides an instant way to get new skins. Just look at how easy it is to trade your old skins for new ones in just a few minutes. You can have completely new skins. If you use the code STYKO, you can get up to $5 for free as a first trade bonus. The more you trade, the larger the bonus. And if you don't feel like trading, you can simply buy skins too. They also have 35% deposit bonus with code STYKO, along with a free section where you can complete simple tasks to get skins and join daily, weekly or monthly giveaways. Check out SkinsMonkey by clicking the link in the description of this video. And before we move on, thank you SkinsMonkey for making my content better. But now it's time to continue. Alright, so I'm already joined here with Matys, himself from Fnatic, and he's going to take us over some train tricks, his favorite position that he plays in the team. So let's get stuck in. Floor is yours.
What's up? Hello guys. I think I will start with my most routines, I would say, or we are combining as a team. I think first one, the most important area I think is middle, early round for sure, because a lot of teams will try to make a lot of damage towards you. Let's say on the start they will try to money pop, nade, and it's good to kinda deal the damage back first of all on the start. So let's say 99% of the rounds I'm going from this area and I use this Molotov. You aim on the left side of the window, not fully on the right, but a little bit on the left side. You throw it, you bounce on this part. So it cancels a lot of mid rushes with Molo, for example, or pops, and usually people have to really smoke it and it's not that nice from them to if they want to rush or pop. It's not that optimal. That's first part. And instantly after, I usually use my double click HE over. So you should land somewhere here in the middle. Not too deep, because some people will start to go towards right side, but this should be pretty optimal. Nade. I don't really have a specific lineup, just people need to start to throw it and have a feeling to throw it. For example, like this. That should be fine. That's like the main thing. But of course, a lot of times, since the mid main is the most important area, we invest a lot of players from the start, sometimes 4, sometimes even 5 to be honest, because Ivy sometimes you can control from left side, a little bit delayed. You make sure you shut down middle, a lot of players, for example, me as a mid guy, I'll do molly, we can double HE or triple HE, and when you show them, they cannot run out easily, or not even to this area. For example, sometimes we have rounds, when we see also an anti-strat, people like to pop or go still through, they don't care about the HEs, let's say they still go out with 40 HP and 50, we also add Molotov behind Olaf, behind the box. That's pretty okay. Now you will cancel for them the positions, but it's pretty annoying for you. Only thing that you need to be taken care of is this area. Sometimes can be rough. When you start to show them they cannot run out easily towards middle, then your game can be pretty smooth. And I also found that kind of little bit HEs on the start. You can throw a lot of nades through these windows. And it can be also HE, for example. Because a lot of times people will come to this area and they can do molly pop, for example. If I'm not mistaken, yes, exactly. And you can deal damage with it. Or,
Alright. I mean, this is pretty good at the beginning of the round, right? Especially when
yes, exactly on the
facing,
start.
yeah, facing these fast teammates. I mean,
Yes.
terrorists coming out.
And if you fully struggle, sorry, last thing. If you fully struggle like that, don't give a single damn, then we have, of course, can you make dot spawns, please? Can I do it? We have smokes that you can throw from spawn, and it will not take much time for almost anyone. One of them is this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Let's see. It's like we call it iceberg, of course, but it's a mid main smoke. Now it's even harder for it to pop. Sometimes it lands like this, but it's not optimal. But when I don't miss it, let's see.
Yeah, you're also not exactly at the spawn point because. Yeah.
This one on the left. This one is the most easiest one. You aim on the right side of this, and you throw it when you hit these bricks. Something like this. Let's see. Let's test. This is the most easiest one out of both of them. The second one is a little bit tricky.
Yeah. I mean, you have to run backwards to hit the back and the wall, and it's kind of you can land it like randomly.
This one is tricky, yes, but this one is pretty easy. Yes, you just hold D and you just throw it when you hit this. And then your job is pretty easily. Of course you can pre-nade the entrance, but now when they want to pop, they don't know exactly where to look. You can be already here when you want to run through sandwich smoke with flash, you know. All of people will start to throw insta smoke sandwich, so you have to kind of display. Now you are already safe. The smoke already lands when you are around this area, so it should be perfect. If they want to pop, you can already prefer to be anti-flash. Boom, they pop, and you can kill them kind of with your teammate. A second teammate can be easily on this area, ready for them to pop, and you kill them together.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, knowing these instant smokes, especially like it's on any map, but especially
Yes.
this train, it helps so much on CD side because like it denies so much information for people playing inside of middle, and also denies a lot of op peaks, right? That people just go for like camera peaks.
Now I hate it. Okay, you can show it after.
That's the good lineup that we want there. But this is like kind of a meta evolving thing that at the beginning, when the map is fresh and new, no one knows these lineups.
No, yes.
No one even understands the timings, that if they're useful. And then suddenly, one single smoke like this, shown once in a pro tournament, changes
Everyone
the
may
whole meta of the map.
exactly, yes. Also a lot of people you see now, people a lot of times use skybox and stuff, they pay for it, and everyone develops pretty fast, and the gap is way closer compared to tier 1 and tier 2, for example. I think a lot of times you will find literally the same things between the best teams and little bit lower teams, for example tier 2, tier 3. But difference is, I think, the experience of the players and how fast individual players understand what exactly is happening in the moment, you know. That's the biggest difference. And I think I will out now one detail. These HEs are best to throw around 48 or 49. We were testing a lot of times, and when you surpass the timing already, let's say you are late, it's not that useful HE, to be honest. You can already try to use HE like this because they will already be in this area. So best timing for these HEs, this one also, or the double click that I showed before, is 48 or 49. That's the best time to throw these HEs.
Yeah, that's a good
connector, like a speed demon.
This one. Keep remembering it. But is there any way, for example, that people from Ivy or Gap could help you somehow, or how?
Yes.
Do you sometimes even start your round as a mid player from camera? Because obviously it depends on the spawn, and not every time you are like safe from the rushes that people are just
Exactly.
throwing out,
That's
especially
why,
if you don't
yes.
have util.
Yes, that's why a lot of times we use as a Ivy player or Oper on the start from this area. So if we have the war spawns, you know, we can do the same combos. I know Blamef knows it, Oper knows it, also Fear as a Ivy player knows it when it comes to Molly or H's, you know. So we have all the combos between the team, and that's why is it, I think, against us. Lately we had good results on train when it comes to shut down this area, and then we move the pieces around, for example, you know. When we shut down this fast and they know it, let's say following rounds, we only use 2 players from this area. We throw the same nades, and let's say, for example, other players can be already in Ivy setup to surprise, or solely using Oper or setup in lower, you know, with stuff. So that's why I think, at least towards our gameplay, is hard to understand against us where exactly are we, especially on the start of the round, since we throw all of times the same nades. So, you know, that's why
You're
we can
making
use.
yourself unreadable, basically.
Yes, at least that's the main job, yeah. As every team should obviously ride on every map, but sometimes it can be rough for sure. So that's why we use all of times Ivy player from this area. And then when they think and they know it, we do this, then sometimes we post up exactly because of that, you know, in this line. And sometimes they try to surprise us in a way where T's instantly try to walk towards us, because they know we never start on this area, and a lot of times we take care of Ivy from this part. So that's why sometimes our Opera starts also here, exactly because of that psychology. So we can't throw ourselves, and nothing bad should happen, for example. So they cannot have freeway coming from to this area easily.
Okay, and coming back to middle, do you have any preferred, I would say, angles playing from close, or how to take it a little bit deeper when you want to park yourself inside of the image?
So when you secure this area, let's say for example start to molly H's, now either you go to the left, as I want to say like before, you to go from this area, or one guy goes through this, and the second guy, it doesn't matter in my team if it's Blamef as a pop guy or Ivy guy, and he goes to trees. Now we secure this. Now you know they didn't want to pop middle because there is nothing in this area. Then I can insta join on or someone who has smaller instead of me, this Molotov. Now you understand there is literally almost never no one inside, and you can either grid your smoke fully, and you think they will do nothing. They will do nothing towards this area for a long amount of time because they would already pop. You can either get your smoke or use your smoke, and between this timeline, I think if you expect them not to go through at all because you play structural team, then you can use you as a player towards pop. Either jiggle from this area when you have smoke if you didn't smoke, or you can use yourself more towards Ivy when your teammate is getting pressured also. For example, that can be nice. Either out of times I'm in this position with smoke or molo. And sometimes, especially on this purpose, I also keep my smoke and molo, for example. Let's say 2 or 3 buy rounds, we use an insane amount of nades here. Then I'll usually just Opera will come and do these nades, and we as A guys, me and Blamer, will fully keep the nades. So if they want to do somehow mid splits towards us from Pop, Inner and Ivy, we still have nades to block this area and focus Pop, or do the same reaction, or smoke Pop and focus mid, for example, to fight together as a team. Or if there is a chance also we can get squeezed from Ivy, we just block mid and we just group together Ivy and clear this zone. You cannot fight all 3 zones together. It's literally impossible, especially 5v5 and your ult is survive and you don't have deep fully control of this area when you don't know where they are, and also this area. Then it can get really tough. You as a team need to figure out after what you want to fight. That's why sometimes also it can be nice to just, honestly, sometimes I just call, can be just swing back because I understand that it's gonna be really rough when they come A to us. Even if we are like let's say one guy here, second guy hiding here, I'll just molly from inside, and after the mola, I'll just go if we can swing together. Even if there are T guys here, for example, and we die, we know we're gonna scream it was supposed to be a hit, like most likely, and then even B guy can leave, and we're gonna fully focus A in more numbers. Most likely, we would outpower them, for example, with our individual skill. That's how it should be, at least. That can be one of two good reactions.
Yeah. Basically, you kind of want to stay active, even if it's like 5v5 and you think you're good, but if you're splitting attention between 3 entrances to A side, which is Pop, Main and Ivy, then it's probably worth to keep staying active and actually fight for one area fully and give up the other one.
Yes, for sure. Especially if you have to be good on having pre-plans. Guys, if they start to do, let's say, pressure mid, we need to fall back and clear Ivy. Or guys, if they're gonna pressure mid, let's actually try to fight them back, for example. They start to throw mollies and flashes. Let's say, try to block them inside, or we're gonna ask from an Ivy guy to flash deep mid main. And now we will understand if it's fake or it's actually, let's say, sometimes you kill bomb and you immediately understand. Now more other players will be in Pop and Ivy and you kill bomb, for example. Or you will figure out it's only one guy here, you kill him and you just scream carefake, carefake, give us alone. And now you will raise your awareness towards your teammates, for example.
Yeah.
I have literally, because of this play, I have in my team, I usually call it, we double molly on the start. We use this molly I showed before, and we also molly deep through this area. Instantly we go close. Of course we do bouncers here if he wants to go out, to make it more annoying for him while we run, you know. We clear this, and Fear or Opera is ready to come here. Make clear immediately on the start of the round deep. So it's also pretty annoying, so they cannot do anything, for example. Of course they can kill us back for sure. There are some annoying angles like this, yeah, but if you show them you can do this, they will be way more afraid after, for example. And this is just to switch tempo, if you want to be really annoying sometimes, once per half or twice per half, if you want to do it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way how to actually be aggressive in a position where it seems like you have a choke point, you're in T middle, you have a control, and you cannot go further because it looks kind of troll that you're actually picking a T spawn.
Yes, it's
but
wrong.
With proper flash, it's actually a pretty good surprise play. But that honestly, like I remember in our officials, like we got called like that a couple of times already, and it is annoying because it breaks the whole round depending on who you kill. If it's lurker, you immediately know that it's B hit.
Yes.
If it's not a lurker, you know that's probably they're defaulting towards Ivy as well.
Exactly.
It's hard to come back in that.
And even if it happens, like you're gonna end up in 4v4, which is not, I would say 80% of the rounds, it's not favorable for cities when you play 4v4, but you realize what kind of guy you kill. If you kill mid main guy, or you kill someone else, and you also hear sounds from your teammates like heavy B, then you can immediately leave this area and also leave Ivy area. You can group towards B heavily because you understand it's not gonna be a hit for any minimum for 20 seconds, and you over-rotate to B. Now, like, okay, starts to get weird. They didn't come in, that's weird. Let's push back or over-rotate back towards A, and it's like a more of a mind games. That's why a lot of times people say like 4v4 on city is always unfavorable, but for me it's like It really depends what kind of area you fight, and this is one of them. Like, yes, it's gonna be 4v4 bad in general, but when you kill this guy, or you realize who you kill or you did not kill, or it's free, then you can easily understand where are all the pieces on the map. It has to be either Ivy or B. For example, if you put in that scenario up here, and he's screaming like nothing Ivy guys, nothing Ivy, there is only one scenario where they can be, and it's towards inner heavily. That's all. Even if it's 4v4, you know all about them where they are.
Yeah. What about some rounds where you actually have to do some kind of a play from far, I would say, or setups
Yes.
from far? Because it can happen that late round you are just without too much area. Maybe you have no nades to block, and you kind of have to create a crossfire. Is there something that is your go-to in a team where you have a lot of success? Let's say backside positions or hell positions, like towards Ivy.
A lot of time, yes. I think a lot of times, what if you sneak one guy to this area, that's the only thing that can help, because usually people will molly in a way where it's gonna burn on top of this and here, but not fully, of course, here and stuff. But what was at least I think for us the most successful, we tried to bait on ace of course on the start, usually me. Molly this. Okay, sometimes actually do this combo. Like I molly the entrance and I smoke deep. Let's say either I bounce flash here or I just bounce flash inside. I'll go insta back to Ivy, because if they go out mid, let's say we start 3B up, rifle another one, we want to do heavy aggression towards B, then I would rather choose to stay with my teammate, either if it's Jumbo as Opera here who started, or Ivy guy. And if they go out A, we'll try to spam through smokes, because usually on the start there will be smoke here, they will also smoke stop sign. We just try to deal damage. Sometimes I even keep the HE, I don't throw HE mid main. Now we see we bet like wrongly, it's not B at all, or Ivy, they're popping mid. I just try to get 1 kill on us and maybe from this area, and play for retake 5v4 or 5v3. I can start to spam smokes here. That can happen. That's the only thing that helped us be successful, because it was almost impossible to fight or stay alone 2 guys in this area, and Ivy fully open, and we are 3B. Of course, if they go B, we are pretty fine, you know, 3B, 3v5, that's pretty easy. But hold this area, and also Ivy in 2 guys, it's really tricky. Maybe I can recommend on the start, you can show you are coming close mid, maybe even shoot, but fall back for sure towards this area, I think. Around here or around hell. But nowadays, on the start when the map came out, not all the people actually mollied hell, but now people prefer to molly hell. So I usually tend to offer myself to go more towards Ivy. And either keep the HE, if they somehow smoke stop sign, you can kill, or just try to focus Ivy with my teammate. And based on...
I think breaking smokes actually on train is one of the most successful
Yes.
things that you can do, because people are so unaware. So many angles, and smokes are basically, for them, is like extra cover, which it's kind of happening like on Mirage. Whenever you execute A and you break the smokes, it's almost 1 guaranteed kill there.
It's kinda similar, yeah. Or if you think like you see they smoke sandwich and stop sign, but it's hard and you think they will not go on the left, or let's say on the anti-strat. Let's say you see teams that are first securing this part when they are popping, and then they are going right side, or they are going left, you can for sure use this spam. A lot of people are now using this spam through sandwich smoke. It's so annoying, like it's so hard to go out when you want pop. This is... because everyone is popping, they're not going from left, they're going from this side, because it's better for them. And you exactly get caught by the spam. Or even...
Yeah, this is pretty good. And also one thing that I want to mention is, especially on train, it really helps if you count your smokes when you're CT, because, I mean, not your smokes, but the smokes of the enemy, because if terrorists are putting a lot of pressure smokes early towards A, but they're actually not using it to go out and it's kind of a fake, then it can help you determine how many smokes left they have, and if they have no smoke left, it's very unlikely that they're gonna finish up A, because
yes, exactly.
there are
It's so
many
hard to go
crossfires.
without smokes, yes, so hard to
Yeah.
go without smokes.
So
Usually,
they will always usually lean towards the B side and try to like molly CTling and try to go
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Even with 1 smoke, they're more likely to go B. So this is like kind of a trick or a protocol which you can keep in mind for like pretty good teams. That a lot of smokes, pressure smokes by T's, and not using them equals that. Well, it's gonna be hard for them to do a end round call.
Yes, exactly. Also, what sometimes happens to us, it doesn't matter who we play, but recently, when exact this scenario happens, when we know they don't have much smokes, and let's say only 1, for example, they like to sometimes teams brute force Ivy with 3 people, because even if they get blocked, let's say we spot them, they can either smoke instantly on the right side and just use 1 flash, and you have to fall back literally. They will go through and brute force this area to smoke, or just if they don't get spotted, they will just instantly walk, you know. and just brute force it. That's one of a good mid round, especially nowadays on train. It's pretty annoying because mid round you will never meet more than 2 people in Ivy as when you are CT. I think it's like people expect definitely mid area and B mid round when you especially know that they have no smokes, and this can be exactly the psychology against it. We sometimes also use it, especially when I know the Opera starts Ivy on the start, and then let's say he moves some primer spot with up. He starts to hold middle, or he moves towards pop against late mid splits. Then it's insanely to do this call. Even if you get spotted by rifle jiggling gear, now you just brute force it, and it's so hard for them to hold. And they start to lose this backline, and they have to move. They cannot get comfortable here, also on side, around this area. They have to move. Either literally they will go fight you back, and that's not for them sometimes necessary or nice, or they have to get inside somewhere else, either here or towards this area, I think. So that's why it can be also nice.
Yeah, as a aggressive yard player here on train, you probably sometimes have to be responsible for pop early as well.
Yep.
But they pretty much know these lineups for pop with molly and HEs. Is there something that you have specifically to counter this? Do you just turn off the molly, or do you just wait it out, or is there something that you can share with us?
I think it depends. Some teams are throwing the molly, let's say, delayed. Let's say it's throwing only one guy, right? The mid guy. And let's say he has the worst spawn. Almost always you can run this area without almost getting not even damage from the molly. And you can start to walk here. But when I know they're taking good care of it, let's say for example, Opera also starts to help him with this molly and HE. Then I instantly, let's say I do molly. And I know they're not popping mid early because of these nades. Like almost no one pops mid when they throw molly and HE.
Yeah.
Almost always looks like a default in a default round. Molly, HE, boom, people Ivy, people towards B. So I instantly throw molly or flash, whatever, and I jump here to this area and I throw instantly this deep HE. It's so annoying. Recently I got so insane amount of damage, and it's really annoying. Also sometimes what happens, people come here in two people. They throw molly and HE, and second guy also has HE. I'm sorry for this. Check it now, let's see. They throw this, and second guy is also coming here and nading. So you can get double damage, like easily 100 damage with the HE. It's also pretty fast. And if you don't have the best spawn to do this HE, you will just ask, let's say in my example, Blamef to do this HE. Or even Ivy guy, he can do this. He will throw the HE, and he will go back to Ivy, retreat to Ivy. And we didn't lose anything, we only gained in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this flexibility that you're describing in the roles at the beginning of the round is such a nice thing to have. Like,
yeah.
Not a lot of players are actually capable of, let's say, leave their own position, their own comfort zone, where they know they're kind of masters of everything to help out other parts of the map depending on the spawn.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, we have some starter set, especially because of this, because it's not nice to throw this kind of rounds, you know. Suddenly, Ivy guy has to throw nades. Oh, what I'm gonna do? It's always nice to have some opening set. That's what I can definitely recommend. But after, you just free will, you know. The Ivy guy didn't lose anything. I just go back to his area, for example. He's comfortable again, how he wants to play.
Right. I mean, you covered a lot of things on A side already. I'm kind of thinking as well that as an A player, you will be stuck in B retakes a lot of the time. And do you have any kind of patterns that you like to do personally when you retake, let's say from CT or from connector here? Any pieces of utility that you think are super, super helpful for you to actually get out of these choke points and somehow enable the retake?
Yes, if I was in a position where I fully gridded the nades and suddenly now, boom, it's a B execute. Always try to go from this area. It's always nice because you can use this smoke. And you can always try to maybe help your teammates ASAP. You land down sometimes like this, or if you want to be fully effective, it should land up. Now you can freely move to this area without getting spotted, and it's hard for them to actually kill you now. Because a lot of teams, everyone understands now, on the B-bomb side it's impossible to hold B-bomb side a lot of times from these areas. Like almost everyone now in B-pops and executes, they push deep. Either they start to smoke deep even this area, or they try to control this and re-smoke on and play for deep. So I think I recommend, when I have time, always try to throw this smoke and then jump and try to help my teammates. If I have timing for it, and if not, then it's almost impossible honestly to go from this area. You will get smoked, then re-smoke or re-molly. It's always nice to go backlines after with your teammates, or maybe some kind of late lurk import, for example. If you know your teammates are already heavy towards city area and this area, then you can offer maybe yourself to actually be effective lurk alone. But I would say, yeah, that's it. I think City from this area is almost impossible to retake unless you have some insane timing. Or you know what, they didn't smoke one and you can double pick. Let's double pick on 3 guys. 1, 2, 3. And you pick it together. I would recommend always try to go back nice. Unless you have smoke as I showed and you can actually move with the smoke like this.
This is great. I mean, I'm not sure if I have too many questions on this. You literally
I mean, there is
covered everything.
it's hard to cover all of, for example, now I can think of one detail, for example. Sometimes we do mid-take without, we just, you know, when we showed before buy rounds that it will be hard for them to pop middle because we throw a lot of H's on the start of the round. Then I'll just do Molo, as I showed, I do smoke. We even, maybe sometimes we also molly orange, just to be purely perfect and we don't want to die. And once per while we sit in the smoke. After, of course, on the start you should wait if he spams or not. And the smoke is about to end, you just fade the smoke. One is watching right side and one is on the left watching a little bit left, you know. Sometimes we caught people on this like insanely because sometimes they think like, yeah, now I will molly inside this, bounce molly here, and we catch him instant, especially because of that. Sometimes it happens. There's a lot of this kind of micro, not like setups, but interesting plays that can happen and you can punish enemy a lot.
Alright. One more thing that we didn't cover actually is the timings regarding people jumping out, teammate. Let's say you don't have an HE, you don't have too much to block. Can they go out actually and hide in the sandwich smoke, which terrorists are usually using?
Yes,
you?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's sometimes
really
also,
annoying.
yes, it's in, if you don't have also, we have a lot of times in our defaults, I forgot to say that if or Ivy guy is not starting from this area, is he starting from here, then his job a lot of times is to blow the smoke and cover exactly that for us, this part, maybe even spam. But sometimes it can happen for sure. That's why you have to sometimes, especially when you don't have H's and too much nades, either you fully invest out of players to actually secure it. Let's say 2 guys run left and 1 guy will try to go from the sandwich smoke on timing and we squeeze it together. Or you really wait from the long distances and then you try to actually squeeze it. For example, from this area, from hell area, and on timing. Let's say you smoke pop if you are really afraid. Then you can try together delayed. But it's, yeah, it's hella annoying. I recommend secure out in a lot of players towards this area. Maybe even 4. 2 left, 1 guy here, and maybe 1 guy even spamming. That's what was at least successful for us for a long time already on train. If we don't have many H's.
Yeah, it's a lot of different timings that can happen as well because terrorists have 6 spawns in usual and there is 1 extra spawn which is like super forward, and that forward spawn can do a lot of plays on the whole map because he can go pretty fast. He can take brown holes pretty fast, and going out team it here, he can beat a lot of timings if you miss an HE or miss the timing itself. So this spawn is this one exactly.
Yeah,
so
this one is the most annoying spawn because even if he wants to run pop and you have op and your opper wants to pick this area, you will never catch him in time. He will always be, if he jumps fast, you will never catch him. That's I think we tested it and that's how it went almost always. So it can get tricky. Yeah, I think it can get tricky for sure. That's why, of course, then it's like. It's not like we are investing 4 or 5 people every round, you know, of course. Like we have plays where all of times we are smoking this in default, then we have plays behind it, you know. Then Opera picks it up and this smoke covers the molotov people are throwing towards this area. I think of course a lot of people will know about it already, but you can create a lot of plays behind it, so make your game unpredictable. For example, you can even throw the smoke. I think we throw it from this part. I'm never part of it, to be honest, but let's see if I can remember. I think it's this, and if not, then that is enough from your spot to throw it. Something like this. Okay, I missed it actually. It lands and then it...
I can actually show this one.
Yes.
I'm throwing this one on one of the setups, so I'll just quickly clear. So it's right from here, and I'm aiming like this, just for the viewers to know the lineup.
This smoke,
of waterfalls down and denies
exactly.
the volley.
Yes.
And you can push with it, you can push upper with it, you can fake it completely.
Yes.
Maybe start 5A because you're literally throwing it from CT spawn.
Yeah, big guy can, yeah, exactly. Big guy can literally throw it. Maybe throw 2 or 1 flashes over and join A. Like, of course, if they rush B, you lost, right? Most likely, but
yeah.
The chance of a B rush compared to defaults and any other round, like, yeah, people can count it by themselves.
One more thing actually, you are capable of hearing B rush as an A player, right? You have this information if you're going close E-box.
In general, yes, but this game is so stupid. Sometimes when they throw this combo, I lose track of the sounds so easily. Like a lot of times we literally overheard they are rushing B. Let's say, for example, I'm specifically trying to listen like more than other people because I'm usually first in this area. But so many times it happens like, well, like I didn't even hear. I'm sorry, but I didn't even hear them. It was like impossible. So yeah, sometimes it definitely happens. But yeah, the job should be it.
Alright, I have one more trick that I don't know if you know. But I learned it only like 2 days ago because I'm not a mid player, but I was there randomly. And actually there is a gap between you call this one orange, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't know
I
there
saw
was a
it
gap.
somewhere. I think on some reels. I'm not sure if there is a gap, right?
I was
Let
like,
me
I was
see.
like sitting, yeah, I was like sitting here, and I wasn't clearing this fully because I just snaked here on like 5-7 and out. Like I had just a pistol, and then I was moving here. I didn't see anyone, and then suddenly I saw this
Yes.
gap that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
clear this guy. I mean, obviously, if someone is here, I cannot clear him. But I was just thinking that's a pretty nice way. I
Yeah.
was thinking that other way it works a little bit better, but actually I cannot see the guy still standing here.
Yeah. I
because
think
this
someone.
position-
Yeah. Yeah.
People are afraid to stand in this position because they think they are like showing their gun or whatever, but it's literally impossible to see
Yeah.
you and impossible to like shoot you through. So people have to hard clear it, and it gets overlooked, especially in like low elo face it, you know.
Yes.
when
Yes. Yes.
you
It's a
can
good
get away
position.
with a lot of different things.
And also, I can jump onto it quick. If you don't want to fully, you know, let's say you don't believe they will actually not clear you, then one of these angles is hella annoying. For example, stand here or stand, because they will always see your shadow first, always,
Yeah.
no matter how you move. Here, I prefer this angle with AK because I would say literally 9 out of 10 times I always get the first kill, always, almost always. And when they molly, will just jump out, for example. Or we have setup, let's say in my team, exactly towards it. Like let's say. One guy is holding, if they go out pop like this, and we scream like care, they can go out pop, they can aim you, but they cannot move to side. We have it on name, of course, so we don't have
Yeah,
to
of
say all
course.
this stuff. And one guy's holding here, when the molly comes, you just swing, like we have a pre-plan. If you really think they will molly inside. If they don't, like you have a proper stab against A split, because if they choose to fight from this area, a split A, and also pop, you will just kill the mid guys. Either you decide to play for retake and keep this area, or you can also fight them back. Again, swing, and also Ivy guy can join. Let's say go through stop sign smoke and kill together. That's all on communication. So yeah.
This is great setup. Like playing aggressive but reactive at the same time. Something that I think suits you because you are an aggressive player, and also clearly very methodical when it comes to your gameplay. What we've just seen. If you have anything to add, anything that is kind of like your own playbook, your favorite kind of thing that we can we can all learn from and steal it, please.
Everything city
go on.
train. I think I already showed. That's a deep flash on the start of it because so many people are not aware of this play, to be honest. This one. But I didn't. Okay, actually, I'm gonna show it. Got them. We have one play. I didn't call it fully like before. I even completely lost it, to be honest. Like I was trying to call it on the start when train came out. When I learned you can throw smoke and molly from this part, you know. Here, instead of flash, throw here. You can throw HE, and you can fully surprise that area if you are already in this. There's a high chance you're gonna kill someone.
Hell yeah! And even
Instead
if
of
there's
flash.
no one, you can just walk through.
Yes, either walk through, they will not expect. Exactly my point. So it's like a win-win. Of course, if the guy is just holding here, and that can happen. But there's a high chance you're gonna, you know, have a good chance of killing it instead of him killing you, I would say.
Wow. Yeah, that gets like a whole another depth of gameplay that you're literally in T-spawn, let's say 20 seconds after the round started. And it's not just completely random push, but it's like a set surprise play. That was nice flash as well.
Yep. If there is,
So-
that's not there. That can be, not all the people or teams do it, but I think it's underrated. Because again, if you think it was supposed to be B round, but the timing of B execute or B pop is gone, then there is a high chance, you know, they will retreat to these areas again. And you see they're trying to right now execute A, for example, you see stop sign smoke, you see molly inside, and you can have a pre-plan already before. If that happens, you will ask for a flash inside pop. It's top left on window, and there's window on the start. If you would restart the round, it will blow, and it will blow here. It will destroy the window, and the trajectory of the flash will come here. So you can also surprise and punish their split with these kind of areas. This is classic, I would say. When you can see
Yeah, the
spot
gap.
here, yes, exactly. And you drop smoke, or you instead drop molly. Anyhow, now you wait seconds. If it goes out, it's 40 HP. Now you can kinda choose your own duels. That's nice. And sometimes people, of course, nowadays they saw it. Zai was doing this, and he had a clip from it. You can boost here, but not even you know, without crouching. If you come behind him, you can just go up. But some people are doing
Yeah.
mistake. They are holding this, but you should go more towards right, because this is impossible to clear. Like people will clear usually this, And now they will focus here, and now you will catch his timing exactly on this angle.
Yeah, I saw some people actually boosting up on this box,
Yes.
and they were holding mid actually. If I'm actually gonna come
Yes,
there with.
one good anti-flash. Sorry, I forgot to show.
Yeah.
That's against mid. This is extremely hard to flash. I stand here on the start of the rounds a lot of times, and it's insanely good to multi-kill. Because usually, the way I throw the molo, they will like extinguish. And they're halfway going through smoke if you can see, and I see them way faster than they see me. I just prefer. I'm not getting blind almost by anything. But if you want to fully cover, then this. But I prefer this angle.
The entry flashes are too short, and the
Yes.
deep flashes for pop are literally behind you. So
Yeah, usually that's how it is. I know sometimes people throw this bounce dash. I don't know it personally, but it bounces here. They throw it from middle. I think double kill or some shit, you know. But that's also hard to flash because it's literally almost behind you. It's almost behind you.
yeah, I mean, bro, you have so many utility in your playbook that it's kind of amazing. I have kind of urge right now to play train thanks to this. But anyway, I think we're done, honestly. Like, this is comprehensive guide by you, so thank you for joining us, and this was pretty amazing. You also have like very nice and clear explanations, so I think it will be straightforward to understand, and also a lot of things shared from your actual team, so that's always valuable to the viewers and fans. So thank you, Matys, and I wish you a lot of luck before the season ends, and also to the next season, and hoping to see you lift some trophies in second half of the year, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Huge shout out to my coffee members for your continual support so I can make more videos like this for you. Their name is on the screen right now, and if you want to appear here too, check out my coffee page where you can gain tons of cool and exclusive perks at various tiers of membership. And when I say they're cool, I mean it. Give it a look, it's worth it. Thank you for making my content better and possible.